As we speak, the number one country hit is Richmond, north of Richmond. If you've been sleeping under a log, north of Richmond is the Washington, D.C. metro area, home of our politicians and the bureaucrats that run the federal administrative agencies, what we refer to cynically as the deep state, and of course, lobbyists and so-called news reporters by the thousands. The singer is a blue-collar worker who, according to his own account, told God that he'd get sober if he could get help following his dreams. That was just over a month ago. Now his song is topping the charts. The lyrics are instructive. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I could sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a song that vividly contrasts the life of working people who, inflation adjusted, are still working for 1970s wages, while the ruling classes in D.C. have gotten very rich indeed over the last 50 years, relatively speaking. The phenomenon he describes is the result of federal deficit spending and money printing, which have caused the prices of assets owned by the rich, real estate, stocks, and bonds, to go up exponentially, while the wages of laborers are stagnant after adjusting for inflation. In the chorus, he alludes to the surveillance state and the quest by politicians to exercise more and more control over the people. Living in the new world with an old soul, these rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think? Want to know what you do? They don't think you know, but I know that you do. Because your dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end because of Richmond north of Richmond. When the wealth and income of the top 10% and the rest of us becomes too glaringly and unfairly obvious, and when the middle class all but disappears, those with the wealth and power resort to totalitarian methods to retain their ill-gotten privilege. Hence, the increase in surveillance, the increase in taxation, and ultimately the increase in the control of the population. This has played out in the end stages of empires, from the Romans to the British to now the American. Can it be reversed? Maybe. The popularity of this song, which came out of nowhere and went viral on the internet, is a good sign. It's also instructive that the elite owned and controlled media are trying to discredit the song in any way they can. That's this week's Report from the Fields. I'm Richard Fields. Talk to you again next week.